Welcome to our integration video for Myallocator. Myallocator is a channel manager that will allow you to push your live availability and prices to various booking sites and receive bookings back, all controlled through your ChaletManager system. Now in this video, I will show you how to set up the integration in both Myallocator and ChaletManager. So firstly, let's get started with the setup in Myallocator. So firstly, you're going to need to get an account with Myallocator. And you can do this by signing up via their website. When you have an account, you will have a dashboard where you can control all of your setup from. You will need to add a property per ChaletManager property. So your aim is to really mirror your settings within ChaletManager in Myallocator. So on the top bar here, let's click Manage. And now click General Details. And here you can enter in all of your information in for the property. When you come down to default minimum stay, you can set it to 7 nights if you set it by week or another nightly option. And you can set check-in times and check-out times and also set the property type. You'll also need to make sure that download new bookings from channels is set to on. Now when you've filled out all these details, just simply click Update. You will need to do this for every property you create. If you're selling these properties as sole occupancy or they come under the same address, then the setup needs to be slightly different. So just contact us and we'll run through this with you. Now let's put in some rooms. So let's click on room types within that menu bar and then click on new room type. You can now enter in your rooms for this property. Now again, if you're selling this as sole occupancy, then this room needs to be the name of your property as you're selling as a single entity. Run through the settings and enter in the information and then click on Add when you've completed them. You will need to mirror this again with the way it's set up within your ChaletManager system. Then click on PMS integrations within the left menu bar and connect to ChaletManager within the drop-down. Now again, you're going to need to do this with all of your properties you've put on Myallocator. When you've completed all these steps for this property, you can then add another. Click on the drop-down in the top right-hand corner and select Add New Property and repeat the process. Now let's set this up within ChaletManager. So let's click on Account, Modules, then click Myallocator underneath the Channel Manager's header. If we now just click on Settings and then Edit, you will see the information you will need to provide. So from here you can activate the feature, choose when to send live data across to Myallocator, set your default currency you wish payments to be made in, choose to add any TVA or VAT, what category a successful payment should come under, and a default entry title. Then you have to provide us with your Myallocator username and password that you use to log into Myallocator. You can also select if chalets can share types when your password and username has been accepted, and this will be explained later on. Click Apply when you've completed all of this. On clicking Apply, you should then see a Load or Refresh button appear at the bottom of the page. Click this to load the data you've inputted into Myallocator into ChaletManager and vice versa. We now need to add in our types to connect all this up. So click on Account, Chalets, and then select Types at the top of the page. You need to add in all of your room types or property types if you're selling these as sole occupancy, to then assign them to each room for the next step. So as you can see here for Chalet Myallocator, we've added in each individual room as we're selling the chalet by room. Though Chalet Old Mill is sole occupancy chalet, so I only sell this property as a whole. So I'm only going to need to add the property as a type. So you can simply add a type by clicking on Add Type in the top corner. And here you can put in the name of the type and a description again if required. Then you need to map this type to a room you've already created within Myallocator. Just match the room type to the correct option within Myallocator and click Apply. Now, if you don't see the mapping options, then you need to click into Account, Modules, Myallocator, and then click on the low button to resync the data across. You then need to click Account, Chalets, click on each property and link the types to each room and property. So, if we click on this chalet, for example, then click Edit, we need to assign this chalet to a type here. So we click there, apply this, and then scroll to the bottom of the screen to the rooms. We can then click on the room name, click Edit, then assign the room type to this room. And you're going to need to complete this for all of the rooms and all of your properties. So once we've done all that, we can click into Account, into Seasons, click into Rate Plans, and set your rate plans that you want to share over to Myallocator. You need to ensure that the rate plans you send over are per night prices. Now, when you've completed these, you can then click into Manage Overrides and adjust your pricing accordingly. Then you need to connect the rate plans to their calendars. To do this, you can click on the calendar within your set season and click Edit and scroll down to the rate plans. You will now see another group of drop-down fields. You can select your rate plan, and then you need to set this drop-down to channels for it to be shared across in the integration. Finally, now we've set all that up, we just need to set up our channels within Myallocator. So within Myallocator, click on Channels, Add Channel, and then click on the channel that you want to set up and link to this property. So, for example, Booking.com. You need to enter in your hotel ID for this property that you can find within your Booking.com account, and then add your rooms in Booking.com to those in Myallocator. Each channel has a completely different setup, so you can check the activation guides for your channel through Myallocator. So that's how you set up our integration with Myallocator. Now, if you need any help through any of this process, then please contact us and we'll happily guide you through.